Why are you in a cell? When did this happen? Oh, really, Gaius, of all people?
There's something that scares the Cylons after all.
I should think using men and women as human bombs should scare us all.
Desperate people take desperate measures.
Yes, they
All right,
do.
look me in the eye. 33 people killed. And their only crime was putting on a police uniform.
For the opposing side.
Torturing them
Wait
for
a minute,
information.
nobody's been tortured.
Colonel Ty's lost an eye.
Colonel Ty.
Yeah.
I'd ask you to obey the dictates of your conscience, which is what I've always done.
Of that I have no
doubt. I do love when we get a Gaius Roslin kind of pissing match. Not quite a pissing match. I don't know quite what to call it. Confrontation. Who is this? Oh, is he a police officer? Yeah, okay. This guy wants to kill everybody to make a point.
Did you hear? The Cylons got food rations today.
We heard. How long before the next Raptor transmission?
Nobody's being tortured, but nobody's being treated humanely either.
You were gonna hit the marketplace, full of civilians. This is crazy. You know, we need to figure out whose side we're on.
We're on the side of the demons, Chief. We're evil men in the gardens of paradise, sent by the forces of death to spread devastation and destruction wherever we go.
We need Galactica so badly right now.
Here are the names of those to be arrested and sent to detention.
I know some of these people.
I'm sure you do. They're all insurgents, Jammer. We have to break the
Oh,
cycle.
Jammer! He looks so different outside of without his jumpsuit on. If they hadn't said his name, I probably still wouldn't have recognized him.
You won't have to wear those much longer. Eventually, your people will see you as heroes.
Nope. Probably not.
You're under arrest for colluding with the insurgency! Don't get arrested! Kelly
They can't just take her and not her baby. Man.
How long are they gonna hold her?
Detention is run by a separate ministry. They don't give us any reasons why they didn't.
God damn it, Felix. She hasn't done anything. We've got a baby.
That's probably why they took her. They took people important to all the people that are doing all of this, that are in the insurgency.
How do you help them day after day? How do you look yourself in the mirror?
Oh, Chief, if you only knew.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see if there's something I can find out.
Why don't you try and do something?
He's been doing something, Chief. Oh. Gata, I'm sorry. I thought you were a Cylon.
I bet they're in over their heads, you know? Especially now with these suicide bombings. But at first, I bet you they thought they were doing something good, you know? Get the Cylons off the streets, let us police our own.
Those are frickin' idiots. What did they expect? You don't know any of those guys, do you? Any names?
Yay, well, yeah.
You know what? One day, when this is all over, guys like Gata are gonna get strung up. Guys like you
Chief.
and me, we're gonna be there, tying the knots, making them tight.
Oh my God. Back here.
It's been a couple of ugly days. I've decided to show you just how precious life can be. How,
What does
even
that
in
mean?
the worst of times, it can restore your faith. Remember that breeding farm on Caprica? We were able to salvage certain things, like your ovary.
I knew they took her ovary. He's not just gonna have an. No, 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 no. They did not make a kid out of her ovary. Oh no. Oh no.
What's that?
Casey, this is Kara, your mother.
This is like the longest episode I've ever watched, I swear.
Admiral's decided to put some boots on the ground.
Makes sense. What's the problem?
It's who he's sending.
He's fracking kidding with us, right?
I wish he were.
Who's he sending? What is going on?
You can't do this. She's a Cylon.
Wouldn't trust her.
That's a mistake.
Oh.
The survival of the human race outweighs anything else. But this time, I can't live with it. Can't face it. I'm going back, son.
You gotta try. You have to try. You have to try. This is so creepy.
Although her mother died during childbirth, Casey's heart never failed. Guess she gets that will to live from you. I've seen
What
her
a
path.
mind frack.
She'll know the mind of God in this lifetime. She'll see patterns that others do not see. She probably gets that spiritual clarity from me. You wouldn't let your own child starve, would you?
It's not my child. I don't even know if it's human.
This is so messed up.
Hey! Don't leave me alone with this.
I mean, it's not her fault, but that is so manipulative.
No more suicide bombings, Colonel. You understand?
What, are you working for the Cylons now?
Oh. Wow. Oi.
I'm sorry, there's no excuse for that.
I don't know. He accused you of something that's pretty despicable.
It don't make a goddamn bit of difference whether they're riding in a Viper or walking out onto a parade ground. In the end, they're just as dead. I've got a war to fight.
Let's go, move it.
I get both those perspectives. I don't like sacrificing human lives. She didn't get pregnant. She didn't have sex with a man. But she's being forced to be a mother. Out of my mind, irritated with it so much. You might want to just make sure she didn't kill herself.
Casey?
I mean, cement stairs are stupid. Let's just point that out. Oh, I've been dreading this moment. I thought it would have come 4 months earlier, but I guess not.
Hi, Callie. It's me, Boomer. Wish I had a gun.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how she feels.
I want you and Galen to know that I'm happy for you.
Oh, that's good.
Especially since you started a family. Something that him and I talked about once before. Can you get me out of here?
Hey, you. Open your bag. Open your bag!
Oh, okay. Okay.
Stop her!
Oh, goodness.
"23 Cylons critically wounded."
Critically wounded.
We think it's time for stronger measures.
We agree.
Oh, Simon. Haven't seen him.
This order's a summary executions of all the detainees listed on the next page. It requires your signature.
My signature.
You're the president.
Yeah, put it on the human's head there, huh?
In other words, they're worried about what God might think if they commit murder. They're covering their existential S's.
I won't do it.
Thank you,
I won't do
guys.
it.
Then we'll find another president.
Six ain't gonna stand for that.
This is crazy!
I mean, she'll come back if they choose
She'll
to
be
not
back.
ice her.
But if he pulls that trigger now, you won't.
Okay. Under duress. At least he tried to stand for something.
Sign your name! Sign it!
I can't. I won't.
Sometimes you have to do things you hate so you can survive to fight another day.
But he's signing people to death. How does James Callis do that? How does he do that? He's so good.
I, Sharon Agathon,
I, Sharon Agathon,
do now pledge my faith and my loyalty to the protection of the 12 colonies of Kobol.
to the protection of the 12 colonies of Kobol,
As an officer
as an officer.
in the colonial fleet. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Sharon Agathorn. Ah.
But you didn't do the twist this time. What do you call, what's that deal you did right at the end? What do you call that? How is Saul?
Fine.
When's his next meeting with the insurgents? No point in denying it, Ellen. We know he's their leader. Why do you think we let him out of detention?
I thought it was because of the twist.
Certainly is a twist.
And if I don't get it, we pick up Saul again. And this time, he'll lose more than an eye.
Hopefully this has been toughening Ellen up a little bit so she doesn't just fall for a threat, or she'll do something about it. I don't know.
Who's the liaison officer? Sharon. I hope that's your idea of a joke.
If they jump into Breeders' Canyon, out here in the
Breeders'
Southern Range.
Canyon?
Guys.
Hey.
Ellen. Anyway, Kyle's saying if they jump in here,
Oh, God.
they won't get picked up on Salamandrinas.
Ellen, if you turn them in, I will never forgive you. I will hate you for the rest of your life.
We have a team of about 6 to 8. We've been there about half a dozen times. We have provisions for a couple of days if we need them. We have access to running water. I know that place like the back of my hand. It's gonna work.
Gaius! Gaius!
Yeah, he signed it.
Did you sign this?
Sure did.
Laura Roslin? Come with us, please.
No. Excuse me. No, no, no. Oh, hey!
Need a lift, Mr. Vice President? How long have you been held?
4 months, I think.
Can we trust that? I want to, but can we?
Follow the river. Make sure you hug the bank.
So they have rivers and trees and forests, and they decided to settle in wide open land?
Go Panthers!
Seabucks rule!
Hey, Sam. In a long time.
You're funny. I feel like I see you every day.
Because he does.
It was my mistake. Don't punish her for it.
It was an accident, Kara. Nothing more.
Stop touching her. God, I cannot stand when somebody touches me and I don't want them to.
Honey.
Is this a manipulation? You playing a long game, Kara? Because I find this very disturbing, this whole scene.
Tell me something, Laura. Tried to steal an election, didn't you?
Yes, I did, Tom.
Probably would have been better off.
I wish you'd gone through with it.
Me too.
Wait until nightfall before we go back to the scene.
Oh,
These
shit.
are systems tunnels we've been using.
Oh. Is it Jammer?
Run. Don't look back. Go.
This is not gonna happen right now. It wasn't a rest break. This is where they were gonna kill them all. Okay. A lot just happened. I guess to sum it up, the insurgency is fighting the Cylons, headed by Colonel Ty. I guess I can't sum it up. I can't sum it up that quickly. Okay, well, let's start with the insurgency. Colonel Ty lost an eye. I don't like that rhymed. And we got Anders and Chief working with Gata, who doesn't know it and is very mad at Gata at the same time and wants him dead. I wanted Gata to tell him in that moment, like, hey, I'm the one that flips the dog bowl over. So this show feels completely different than the Galactica that was in the previous 2 seasons. And we have the same players. It just has a very different feel. And I think it's supposed to make you feel that way. You're supposed to feel unsettled. You're supposed to not feel okay with the way people are being treated, that they're being held in cells, tortured, even though Gaia said that they weren't. Obviously they are. And, you know, I do feel very unsettled about it. Mostly about Starbucks situation. And, you know, like I could go on and, I mean, you guys know where I stand politically, but like, you know, either forced birth, forced pregnancy, and then being forced to be a mom. It's just, women get the fucking shaft. I don't know if she is playing the long game with Leoben. I do feel like she does feel sad and guilty about Casey falling, but I don't know if she's just going to jump into the mom role. I feel like Kara is strategic. And the fact that she has been taken away from Anders for the past 4 months and that she's been stuck with Leoben this whole time and she's killed him 5 times and, you know, he just keeps coming back. If that were the case, I would just incapacitate but keep somebody alive. That way they're just in pain. It's so funny because I was like, I don't want them to torture and I don't want them to do this. And then I'm just like, except Leoben. I feel like there's a pass for him so much. And the idea that he's seen them having a future together, that she embraces him and that she says that I love you. Maybe that does happen. And then she like fucking shanks him. I don't know. But I'm very thoroughly skeezed out by Leoben. Forcing somebody to be in close quarters with you, forcing somebody to be in a relationship with you, forcing somebody to be a mother, force. And you know what? F freedom, right? F freedom. The fear and force are 2 ways to get people to fight back so much because you can only keep control for so long with fear. At some point, you will lose control of that and all hell will break loose, which is what we're seeing with suicide bombings. I'm not a fan of suicide bombings. I'm not a fan of suicide bombings at all. Innocent people die in those. Jammer letting Callie go free. Like, Callie is probably like my least favorite character besides Ellen Ty. And I've never really liked her. You know, it's kind of like Jammer or like even somebody like that, kind of like with Gata, where I have warm moments for, but then I'm just like, I just really don't like you. And it's not even that I hate her and I want her dead, but I'm just kind of like, when she has her moment with Sharon, I'm just like, just Callie, shut up. Like, you know, if I had a gun right now, you know, just that's not helping your situation. And especially when it's Sharon, who's probably the most compassionate Cylon you could possibly have. I mean, she was happy for Callie. And I truly believe that she was happy for Callie having a family with Chief. I know I have a very different perspective because I have a broad perspective and theirs is very narrow because the character's only supposed to know so much. I totally get it. But Callie's loose. I don't know what the gunshots were that we heard, if it was the group getting attacked by the river or if it were the Centurions shooting on the crowd. The fact that Zarek was there and that he had been held captive for 4 months, he doesn't look like he's been held captive for 4 months. I don't know if I trust that. But him and Rosalind kind of like having like their like little moment, like I was just like, this is warm, but I don't trust it. And then, you know, maybe he saved her. Maybe he grabbed her and ran behind a truck, or I don't know. I'm hoping that Zarek is actually against the silent occupation, that he didn't agree with Gaius, and that he is wanting to help Rosalind. I hope. There's so much that like happened that like, you know, like Gaeta helping and not telling anyone. And it's funny because when they were having the police officers that were like, you know, like doing like the little montage of them suiting up, I had seriously thought that I saw Gaeta, but it was Jammer. And I felt like really bad because I was just like, damn it, Gaeta. And like Gaeta is just, he's helping. He's trying to like make, I don't know, life, the insurgency like successful. Like he's really trying. Oh my gosh, let's talk about Lee and the Galactica. First of all, like I can totally tell that they're stuffing his uniform and they put prosthetics on him to make him look heavy. But like definitely that's a sign of like, you know, somebody who stopped taking care of themselves, who is depressed, who isn't working out. And, you know, I don't know if you find importance after abandoning everyone on New Caprica and you're floating around with the fleet for 4 months and you're still kind of in that cycle of not really having things to do or feeling important. And like he was already kind of going down that road, but like now it's kind of like it you can tell that it's affecting his relationship with his father, but it's affecting his relationship with Dee. And she's right. You know, she was like, you need your war. And like, I think he needs to feel important. I feel like he needs to have a mission. And I know that that's hard to do on a battleship that's not doing battle. I feel bad for him. I mean, I'm mad about how he's kind of treating the situation and, you know, is telling his dad, like we shouldn't be doing this, you know, and I feel like him saying that is almost sacrificing human life, and then his dad wanting to go back to Caprica could complicate things and sacrifice human lives. So either way, you don't really have a good road to take. And they can't survive in the fleet just floating in space. Like there's nowhere to go. And I like that Admiral Adama said, go find Earth. Take Pegasus, the civilian fleet, and go find Earth. But I'm taking Galactica to New Caprica. I love that for us. I love that for us because the show is Battlestar Galactica. So let's have some Galactica, shall we? I'm looking forward to where this is going. You know, I love that we have Sharon, Agathorn. Oh, that is so wonderful and beautiful. Just every iteration of Sharon or Boomer, like I find just to be lovely. It's just like they nailed the Cylon model of Sharon as being as close to human as possible, because she, from what I've seen, most of the models, they have compassion. They have that capacity for heavy compassion. And I love that. I love seeing that. 6, I know, is probably going to be, you know, back in a new body. She's not going to forget. She's definitely not going to forget that Doral shot her. And I get why Gaius had to sign. I almost just wish they would have shot him and he stood his ground. Not that I want to lose Gaius or James Callis, period, because he's an amazing actor. The fact that he can just make teardrops fall out of his eyes like that is insane. And I get why, but, you know, Gaius is just, I mean, how the mighty have fallen. You know, he was really well respected and, you know, kind of had some power even when he wasn't vice president. Like, you know, people still was just like, you're the Gaius Baltar. And now it's like, you're Gaius Baltar. and they just see a bullseye on him. You know, Ty just really gunning for him. Like, I get it. I totally get it. But, like, what a little weasel. But I get it. I understand it. And it's really weird that, like, the 6 that, like, is protecting Gaius is not the one that he's, like, relieved to be around. It's still Head 6 in his mind. He really draws strength from that iteration of her. Somebody who's, like, hard on him and always has the answers and is, I don't know, their connection is just so weird. But if that 6 is going to be reborn, maybe we get another moment with Head Gaius, which I love. I love. So I'll be happy with that. Still trying to figure out what that is. A consciousness swap? Mind meld? I don't know. There is so much. It was such a long episode and so much happened. And I mean, to police the humans for the Cylons? I mean, I'm sure Jammer didn't know what he was getting into, and I'm sure he was just trying to do something, and I can't blame him for that, and you could see he's struggling with that decision. I know he wishes he hadn't made that choice, but, you know, if he can be the guy on the inside, help Callie escape, sticky sitch. Now, Ellen. I know she just wants to save Saul's life, but I don't really think that that's... not that I think that they're going to kill Saul. Either way, I feel like she gets the plans and more people die and she's got to live with that guilt. Or she doesn't give them the plans and Saul dies, which I really don't think that's something that's going to happen. You know, it's... everybody's in these sticky situations, and for me to find empathy for Ellen, like, I feel bad for her. I'm frustrated by her, and it's really easy for me to be frustrated with Ellen, but, like, none of this is alcohol induced, so, like, they're not acting erratically. She's acting out of survival, and I see that, and I realize that, and it, like, does seem that she actually does really love Saul. What she's doing with the priest, I don't know if that is just kind of... like I said, that I thought that, like, the first time that it was like a currency, it was like an exchange for helping Saul get out, like she said, the twist. But then she's still going back for more, and I'm guessing it's just really for safety reasons, like, you know, one, to feel safe that way, like a Cylon, like, doesn't want her dead, but, like, you know, again, it's the one currency that Ellen Ty, I guess, really works well with. As long as they stay away from the bottle, I'm good. I can have more, I mean, not that I can't have sympathy and empathy for people who have alcohol problems, but, like, you know, when I see them fighting for survival and not self-medicating, then I know that it's not just them giving up. Like, it's them trying to console themselves, right? So when they don't have that to lean on, what are they leaning on? You know, Saul's going back to his military mind, and he's trying to figure a way to burrow his way out of this mess. And I see that that's his focus. When he doesn't have the alcohol, he's focused, straight ahead. You know, when Ellen doesn't have the alcohol, like, she just very much seems like she's very caring and, like, just wants to protect. And I see that as a valuable person. I'm kind of blown away that I'm even saying that out loud. Do I love her? No. No. And can I say that Admiral Adama sitting in the cell with Sharon, like, she's still in a cell, which is, like, still a bit much. But the fact that, like, she's married to Hilo and they're a couple, and then the line about trust, and she's like, so does this mean that you trust me? And he says no, because then that wouldn't be trust, you know, like you I love that. I love that. God, I love Sharon. I really do. And I love Admiral Adama and Hilo. Lee, I just want to shake him really hard. Just be like, hey, what happened to you? Come on. And I'm happy he has Dee, and Dee is willing to kind of be tough love with him. And, like, say, like, hey, the reason why I loved you and why I married you is because you're so much like your father. that is one of his finest qualities, is that he's an Adama. Like, they're strong-willed. Do they have moments where they falter? 100%. You're seeing this one. Do I think it's for forever? Absolutely not. I really don't. Yeah, so if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 2 episodes early. In the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Were you just as bewildered as I am? Like, I just feel like they took, like, Battlestar Galactica and was like, and just shook it up and spit it out. And now we're finding all the pieces and putting it back together again. This is nothing I could have foresaw. It's not the show that I know and love and that I'm used to. And I commend them for mixing it up that way and not just keeping it a space show, that, like, making it about more than just space travel, space battles, because you know how I feel about space shit. I love it. And right now I ain't getting no space shit, but I am getting a lot of mind fracking happening. I am anticipating the next episode. This is wild. This is so wild. But guys, come back here for episode 2. I feel like I just watched a 2-hour movie. I'm gonna have to think really hard about this one and how I feel about it. And when I watch the next episode, get back to you on that and really, like, have some news to report, because I'm bewildered. It's a sign of a good show. It really is. So guys, come back next time and I'll see ya.